Heavy Infantry Overview. Playstyle: conservative. Focus: communication and gunfighting. Class description. Heavy infantry players are slower, more conservative infantry that excels in frontline support and can turn the tide in any team gunfight. Heavy infantry users utilize supportive tactics to aid team members in gunfights, but need to remain versatile enough to survive or preferably win during one-on-one matches. Gear setups are generally an all-around weapon system focused on medium to long range with slightly reduced speed and slightly increased armor. Heavy infantry are known for their ability to support their teammates and excel in team play, but often must improvise in solo play. Class equipment: weapons. Versatile medium to long-range weapons are the goal of most heavy infantry, as landing shots on opponents is often more important than dominating in fights. This is the main reason that battle rifles have come to be the dominant heavy infantry weapon of choice, as they are usable at all ranges but generally excel in medium to long ranges. Assault rifles are also a solid choice for heavy infantry as well, due to the fact they are competitive with battle rifles at long range and allow better short-range gunfighting, which can mean a lot when the front line breaks down or an aggressive push is required. Primary suggestions. Battle rifles, often considered to be assault rifles or marksman rifles. We prefer to separate semi-automatic, high-damage assault rifles as battle rifles. These weapons can excel at supporting teammates during gunfights and are heavy-hitting and accurate to provide assist and clean up shots during team fights. Battle rifles often have the edge over assault rifles when engaging at long range, which makes them great choices when playing with a team that works together, as this is exactly the range heavy infantry should be at. These weapons can be a struggle if playing solo or on teams lacking any sort of teamwork, as their close range one-on-one ability is often lacking compared to both infantry and light infantry primary weapons. Assault rifles. As previously stated, these weapons pack a punch in a vast number of situations and are often considered to be the most versatile weapon available in nearly every shooter-related game. Selecting a longer range focused assault rifle can often mean the user is fully capable of the required long-range supportive fire of the role, but can also compete in nearly all other positions when the need arises. Sniper rifles. Generally, sniper rifles are not advised for any infantry-based primary weapon due to their lack of versatility and extremely poor gunfighting ability. Calm down all you quickscopers. However, thanks to games adding in high levels of customization and perks to wildly change how some weapons work, sniper rifles may be a usable solution on larger maps and matches where being outflanked is not a common concern. We highly advise selecting a sniper rifle that is better at medium to long ranges, as your primary goal is to place assist shots, and semi-auto rifles can often do this much better than long-range bolt-action rifles. Secondary suggestions. Caliber weapons. Many teams or pairs are small and lack the option to have dedicated anti-vehicle or anti-aircraft units. Like infantry, heavy infantry players often have a primary weapon that negates the need for a pistol or similar weapon in nearly every situation, and therefore can open their secondary weapon slot for team use. Packing a heat-seeking missile on your back to counter a tank threat is more justifiable than going for the glory pistol elimination when the game is on the line. Heavy infantry are also sitting more towards the rear of the battles, and this allows for safer shots, and such as being flanked or exposed during this time is less likely. Range dedicated weapons. If using a battle rifle or just to focus on a single range due to a map layout or objective, it is never a bad idea to supplement the weaknesses of your primary by equipping a pistol or shotgun for close range. Sniper rifles can also find a place in this role, as heavy infantry will often find themselves in situations too far range to engage opponents on larger maps. Also, never forget your objectives. If you are guarding a small room or clearing an open hilltop, a secondary weapon just for that situation can be a game changer. Class equipment. Other. Heavy infantry need equipment to win gunfights, but not always their gunfights. Selecting items that either enhance your team's ability to win a team gunfight or reduce their pressing team's ability to do the same is an amazing way for a support role to be the hero of a game-winning push. Although do not forget that you are right next to the front line and will often be on the front line, requiring the need to win one-on-one gunfights or escape from collapsing situations using the equipment. Grenades, explosives, high damage, throw and forget style equipment like frags, claymores, and timed explosives are excellent choices, as they allow supportive damage against the pressing teams. and allowed offensive moves like denying hallway push for a few seconds so you can escape your compromised location. Disorienting style grenades can also be a highly effective support weapon, as they are great at giving your infantry an advantage in a team fight while also being a great offensive weapon to escape a flank. Revealing and radar-based devices are also an excellent item for heavy infantry, as seeing where the opponents are located provides a massive advantage in gunfights and objectives. But remember that going too supportive will compromise your ability to survive those one-on-one fights, and being in the respawn pool is turbo support. Armor. In games that allow editing armor, it is recommended to start with a medium to heavyweight or 60-40 armor versus speed setup and adjust for your playstyle. Remember, bulking up on armor is not the best solution, as you need to keep up with your team and remain mobile enough to engage in direct gunfights. Class use communication. Heavy infantry are great communicators, as they often sit in the rear of team fights and can see more than nearly every other player involved in the gunfight. Poor communication means a heavy infantry player is missing one of the most important roles of any support role, as knowing what is happening is essential to winning those tough team fights. Making call-outs of opponent location is beneficial to both your teammates and yourself, as it tells light infantry where to hit while flanking and informs your infantry where to provide fire support during engagements if their vision point is not the best. Not to mention that calling out when you get eliminated and what caused it, such as a big opponent flank, can vastly help your teammates from getting blindsided by someone or losing a point from a single player flanking from behind. Remember, you are the frontline support unit and are very often the first to know what is happening. Do not be the only one to know. Class use close quarters. Heavy infantry players are highly effective at all ranges if they have a standard setup, but often lack in close quarters when compared to roles that are focused in that range. The goal is to survive CQB and to get back into a supportive role for your team, but allowing a flanking player to simply run past you is often going to lead to an overall team defeat. The best approach is to simply avoid close ranges and stay alert enough to stop the flank before it happens, but we all know that is not always possible. Improvising is a great solution to overcome your class's shortcomings in this range, as your equipment may allow a literal explosive edge or even see the flanker incoming and camp the doorway. Your weapon is hard-hitting but will not keep up with a submachine gun or a CQB assault rifle, so getting the first hit is essential. Starting this battle with your back turned to the opponent is rarely survivable. Class use medium range. Medium range is often where your one-on-one gunfights will often happen, as it is generally where the engagement happens after the opponents push through your front line and you end up being the front line. Winning these battles is great, but delaying the results or simply doing a combat retreat is often better for the overall team goal. Going 1-for-1 as most classes is okay, but as heavy infantry, it often means the rest of the opposing team can push to your spawn or objective without much delay. This often creates a situation where staying alive at this range can mean everything to get your team back into the fight without losing much or getting your rear support completely wiped out. Supporting in this range is all about limiting your exposure to shots, as you need to be able to send shots down range without being eliminated. It is perfectly fine to be hitting limbs so your infantry can clean up the now weakened opponent. Class use long range. Long range is the home of the heavy infantry player, as it allows for great supportive fire and survivable direct engagements. Getting into a key point with an overview of the upcoming team fight is key to your team winning that engagement. However, you will be exposed to everyone you can see and often targeted, as the opponents do not want anyone to be exactly where you are. Survival as a heavy infantry player is far more important than anything else, as you don't have to finish eliminations as long as you are calling out the player you place shots on for your team to clean up. Being in a key point and landing shots draws eyes to you and not to your frontline players moving up.
Thanks for watching this Uncrowned gaming guide. We hope you found the information in this video helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more great gaming content. And if you have any questions or topic suggestions, leave them in the comments below or join the forums at uncrownedgaming.com. We'll see you in our next video.